Good morning. Welcome back to Can It Be with me, Zozo.
Who wants lunch? I'm buying. Should I buy you guys coffee? I don't know. If by the time I upload this, there's a Starbucks link below, I'm buying y'all coffee. Because Starbucks is the easiest to do, okay? I don't care if their coffee's mid. If you don't want it, don't click it. Know what I'm saying? You're at your floor, Mama Cedar. Numbers 11:21 to 23. Wait, Numbers 11:21 to 23. But Moses replied, "Here I am among 600,000 men on foot, and you say I will give them meat to eat for a whole month. Would they have enough if flocks and herds are slaughtered for them?" The Lord answered Moses, "Is the Lord's arm too short? Now you will see whether or not what I say will take place for you." The Lord said to Moses, the Lord's hand is, anytime you see the Lord's hand, it's his power to do something. Oh God, posture is a lot of work. Has the Lord's hand, his ability and power, become short, thwarted, and inadequate? You shall see now whether my word shall come to pass for you or not. So basically the Israelites are like, dang, we used to have meat. Now all we got is manna out here. We want meat. Where will we get meat? And they're crying. And Moses is like, God, please, the people want meat. And then God is like, fine, I'll give it to them. And then Moses is like, how are you going to feed 600,000 people? Are there enough cattle to be slaughtered to feed them? Are there enough animals around to give them all of this meat? Do you see the capacity of Moses' mind and his thinking? He's saying, is it possible? He's using his frame of mind. And God is saying, are you doubting my hand, that it's adequate and it's able to do that which I'm saying that I'm going to do? You have to want better for yourself more than you want to remain where you are. You're at your floor. Wherever you are now, that's your floor. You have a floor and you have a ceiling. You have a floor and you have a ceiling. When you start to want better for yourself, that's when you'll be able to realize how far you have yet to go in the best possible way. How far you have yet to go in the best possible way. Moses is asking, like, God, how are you going to feed 1 million people just about? Because that's just the men, 600,000 men, not counting women, not counting children, not counting their children. How are you going to feed 1 million plus people? And God says, is the Lord's power limited? Truly, like, ask him, know about it. You will see whether or not what I have promised will happen to you. If God's power isn't limited and it's released in relation to your faith capacity, how much faith you have in him, it is in your best interest to believe that he can do just about anything in your life. Make a list. Look at your health, look at your wealth, look at your relationships. You'll notice that I harp on those 3 areas the most because they're basically the core of everyone's life: your health, your wealth, and your relationships. And you're going to write, my floor in my health is, and it's wherever you are currently in your health. Whether you are at the weight that you want to be, whether you're healthy, whether you are strong, whether you have strong eating habits, good eating habits. And you're going to describe where you actually are. And be honest. Don't be lying on yourself. Not only are you lying to yourself, don't lie to yourself. Don't lie on yourself. Be honest about where you are. And then do the same for your wealth and relationships. Like where you are currently, where you are, your baseline, whatever that may be for you. Then write, my ceiling as I perceive it to be at this current moment is da 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 da. Like if you say I eat 50% healthy or I eat out more than I would like to, what is your ceiling? What is the best you can envision for yourself in that moment? The best ideal state is you eating 80-20, for example. Or in your wealth, I don't invest in anything currently. I don't really save. I'm not as generous as I would like to be, but my ceiling or the higher level of where I am or where I could be is I do this, this, and this, and this. That's your ceiling for that area. But the thing is, as soon as you write it down and as soon as you start to envision what that would look like, that new ceiling, now look at it as your floor and do it again. Do that same exercise again for whatever area you feel the most emotionally connected to. Do that again. So where you were before, if now you eat 80-20, now you can say my new ceiling at that level would be I eat more whole foods than processed foods, or I have certain supplements that I input into my routine, and then you go up to it and that becomes your floor. And what is above that? What's the ceiling of that? You continually expand yourself. With the money example, you're like, oh, I invest in this and this and this, or I give X amount to women and orphans and children's homes, etc. I invest in this, this, and this, and this. I have this in an ETF here, blah, 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 blah. I hold this stock, I trade this, whatever it is you're doing financially or whatever God leads you to do or whatever he led you to put into your ceiling, now that becomes your floor. Now I invest in businesses or I buy businesses and I read and I workshop them and I make them over and then I sell them. Like, keep going until as you do this, your vision is going to open and open and open and open. And what you're doing is exercising your ability to step into the capacity of God, not become the capacity of God, but step into the capacity of God, because God is limitless. The only thing he could be limited by is your faith. But as we saw with Moses, Moses could only see him feeding all 1 million of these people with cattle and herds of what he didn't know how it would happen. But God said, hello? Like, sorry. Like, let me, whose kid is this? Whose man's is this? Like, hello? Keep doing that until you feel yourself open up to all of God's possibilities for you. Most of us think way too small because we can only see what's right in front of us. Most of us think way too small because we can only see what's right in front of us. But God's math is different. Forget girl math. God's math. Actually, girl math might be a derivative of God's math. God's math is way different. He thinks in multiplication. God doesn't do addition, he does multiplication. Well, he does do addition sometimes, but he's really a God of multiplication because, put a seed in the ground, get hundreds of other seeds, and the 30-fold, the 60-fold, and the 100-fold. So God is the God of multiplication. His possibilities for you are far greater than anything that you are currently thinking. What did he say? He said, is the Lord's arm too short? Is my power limited? Don't be the one to limit God. God cannot be limited except for by your faith. Keep expanding until you realize that God's possibilities for you are way bigger than how you're currently thinking. Your life is way bigger than it currently is. Your dreams, desires, the fulfillment of them are going to be, it's all much bigger. It's bigger. Not only is there more, it's bigger in that more. God is the God of multiplication. Never forget this. And I hope you have the best day of the year so far. Yeah. And I will see you next time. God loves you. I love you. And I will see you tomorrow.